Good day, everyone, and welcome to the world of the International Fabtalks. Fabtalks is all about connecting with the right kind of people, the people who have the positive energy, the positive aura around them. We'd love them to spread that beautiful aura with us as well, to make this world a beautiful place. To enhance the beauty of this world requires a lot of courage. And there are several people who have done that for themselves and for others as well. The day they were enlightened about their journey on this planet, they've understood that they have to even go forward and bring about a change in the lives of others as well. It's not only you, it's not only me, it is a big we. All of us together make this whole universe a place beautiful. Join us, friends, to welcome our special celebrity today. He's here on special request. He's joining us all the way from London, Ontario, Canada. He's none other than Mr. Sivam Velautham. He's joining us here today, wanting to share the space and make you understand that life is important. And today we're going to be focused on how to make you a better human being. What are the various things that are required to make you strong and resilient? Sir is here to share his journey with us and, of course, empower us at the right time. Join us to welcome him today here. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you to be here.
Thank you very much, sir, for being here with us. I go ahead and share your profile and then we begin the session. Thank you. Friends, as you know, it's a honor, a privilege, and a responsibility as well to share the profiles of our celebrities and guests. And today we have Sivam with us. He's here with us, going to share his journey and empower us in the right way. I just share his profile for you to understand as to who sir is really into. What is he really into, to put that right? Sivam Velautham is the founder of something very unique, Voice of Men 360. And he is the initiator of many other groups such as IMD Sri Lanka, IMD Maldives, and IMD Malaysia, etc. He is the host of several live talk shows, including Vili. A panel discussion is also organized by him in Tamil. It's connected with the Voice of Men 360. That's really nice. A panel discussion in Tamil to make it very clear. And sir has been also a great donator. He has been donating blood almost 55 plus times. That's really great. If you want the exact figure, it is 57 times till date. Sivam sir has been continuously helping the community and several other organizations for the past 20 years to improve and to emerge victorious for all the good reasons. Let's go ahead and put more insight into his journey. Sir has held various positions, including the youth coordinator, team leader, program coordinator, event coordinator, assistant secretary, secretary, vice president, president, public relations, and many more. He's always very passionate about helping others and, of course, helping the right kind of people and making a positive impact in the lives of the people who come across his path. At the end of the day, Sivam sir strongly believes that everything happens for a reason, and it is for a good reason, he says. And he'd like to add this last point. If you can understand the power of your mind, the truth is, my dear friends, the day we understand the power of our mind, that is the day you can conquer your life. You can take it in the right path. So let's get to know more about sir's journey, how his journey began, what was his childhood, what is he into, what is on his bucket list, and how you could also be the next Sivam Velautham. Hello, sir, and welcome to the session. Thank you so much for being here with us.
Once more, thank you. Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you for everyone, especially for your audience, everyone around the world. Thank you. It's a great honor to be part of your journey too.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. So we'd like to know your journey now, right from childhood till date. How would you define yourself and describe the journey that you've had till date?
It's a big question. I don't know, maybe 500 or 600 pages will, or how many books I can write. But in simple form, as a human being, I'm also just a very normal person, like you and me and everybody else. I'm not any other Superman or anything. I'm just a human being, just 48 years old, had many challenges, faced many challenges. But having said that, It is always great to be here, and also learning experiences. Every day it's a learning experiences, right? Even right now, I am connecting with you guys, and also learning from you guys too. So just a simple man. That's what that's all I can say.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Thank you very much. But several people out there, people known to you, your relatives, friends, colleagues, and acquaintances, strangers who would view this video one day or the other, would really want to know who is the real Sivam Velautham. If you could just put that in very simple terms for us, it would be great.
Well, in a different perspective that you can say or you can see the person. Sometimes we don't really see ourselves or within ourselves, we who we are, or how to identify ourselves, or the purpose that why we are here, what we're going to do, and how we want to change anything possibly around us. But the changes, like Mahatma Gandhi says, the changes has to start within ourselves, right? So I had a great opportunity to meet some great minds in my life, and then that's how I started to see different Sivam, or different personality, different things that I can do. That's how I learn some of the things that how I can make some difference. So the first experience, I would say, learning about Buddha. So he's you know, always talk about the humanity and everything, like. So I would say probably age of 7 or 8, or maybe even earlier, just one or two lines about his life totally changed. That's what inspired me so much about humanity. So that's why I try to help as much as possible, or in the public services or social services, some people say. Yeah. And then whenever you make a change, or you really want to make a change, or what's the capacity, or how much you can go, it is all depends on you. So it won't come right away, or it will be very hard, I can tell you frankly. It won't come right away. So you have to go through some life experiences in order to learn, in order to see those type of experiences, or to make a changes though. The reason why I'm saying is that when you are witnessing so much different traumas or different kind of experiences, life challenges, then, or even if you have some opportunities to learn from other people, to see yourself differently, that's how you can identify, you can move from different uh, point to different point. Meaning, one day I was sitting at a table in my office, and then looking back my childhood, or probably 35, 40 years, and then I was thinking, oh my God, what did I do? And then how I change, or how can I change? And then I was going through a lot of things, and then I said, you know what, by age of 40, or whatever the age is, that I want to really make a change. So then I go out, and then I try to come out from the shell that we were in. So let's say some people would say comfort zone, but comfort zone is a safer, but you are not going to learn, or you are not going to make any changes. So you have to break the system, or the circle, or the psychological mindset that you have built in so far. So I broke that, and then I came out that it took me a lot of courage and time, but at the end, you had to do it, right? So by only pushing yourself to come out from the shelf, and then learning or make a change, That's how you can make anything possible, though. So from that point, I started to see the world differently, see Sivam differently, seeing myself totally different. So when you add value, when you see yourself differently, your image, your self-confidence, your personal, everything will change automatically, though. So, but you had to do it. The one thing I can say that whatever you are searching for, it is also searching for you. So you have to, the inner church, inner calling, it is the one that you have to always go back and then see, hey, what is the one I had to do? How can I make a change? Even smaller, how can I help others? We are here to help others. We are here to make a change, of course. But how can I do that? That's the only question that you have to keep asking always, though.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for that wonderful sharing. Thank you so much. Now, sir, we all face a lot of ups and downs, a lot of challenges, breaking points, turning points in our lives. Maybe know in your life what has been that breaking point or turning point that has really transformed you and you've emerged as a new individual, a better version of yourself.
A lot of incidents, I wouldn't say one, but some of them are huge, some of them are smaller. But I would say like some of the mental health crisis or some personal experiences or witnessing some traumas or some other circumstances made me, like I said earlier, the breaking point or turning point, I would say, the one day I was thinking, but before that, I just want to add one thing is that the inner calling or inner church is always, it's there, but you had to find it. You had to reconnect with that always. So I always had that question, what do I do, or how can I make the changes? So that's what happened. Age of 49. I'm sorry, 39, or maybe even earlier. And then that time, that day, my turning point is to come out from the shell and then making some sort of changes, though. So it is turning point. Sometimes you have to be, or you could be in a big position, but sometimes even just a one reading from one saying from people or one reading from the book, it depends on the people, I would say. But for me, it's multiple situations. It came to my life, though.
Yes. Excellent, sir. That's really nice. Thank you for sharing. Thank you so much. Now, sir, you are the founder of Men 360, if I'm getting that right. Now, what made you start this organization? What initiated this thought process in your mind? And how did you take the lead and the leap forward?
Absolutely. So I just want to share just a little bit story behind that. How did I come across that? I had an opportunity to go to event, actually, and then I really didn't want to go, but my mind said that, you know what, something is waiting for you, just go. And then until the last minute, I didn't want to go, but somehow I convinced myself, and then I went there, and then I was sitting there, and then the moment the guest speaker, the special keynote speaker came to the podium and started speaking about men's issues, boys' issues. That's how that time, that point, at the particular time, I went back to my lifehood, or even childhood, and then thinking about what happened, or how did I grow, what are the problems I faced so far, things like that. And then um, I said right away, I really want to do something, and then I can do something, because you already mentioned in the introduction that I had experience or I was contributing 20 years in the social service or in the community. So I said to myself that I can definitely do because I had the experience. That's how I started that. But before that, I just had a quick conversation with a person who were speaking. It's a great opportunity and very surprising that he was the founder of International Men's Day. So until that time, I never knew or I never know about International Men's Day. So I came to know about that, and then I started to work with him. And then later on, during pandemic, 2020 August, so I really want to do something, and then I decided start something. And then later on, um, we registered as a non-profit organization. So far, we have done over 500 episodes, various topics and things like that, and events. But to your question, the thinking process or the main reason behind that is that a lot of ethnic men, they are going through so much challenges though. The main one I can say is that 78 to 80%, the ratio of suicide is men around the world. So there are so many layers or reasons behind that. So how we can save one life at a time? That's what was going. Even my own experiences, looking at friends and things like that, addictions and anything you can name it. So I thought, you know what, something has to be done. Never ever. I mean, I wouldn't say never ever, but there are so many groups or people or medias and everything focusing and talking about women's issues. I mean, nothing against women or women's issues, but focusing on men's health or men's issues, it's very, very low. So that's why I really want to do something. That's how we started this organization, though.
We are proud of you for that. Very proud.
Thank you.
Because we take men for granted. We say they are tough. We say that they can manage anything. And, we don't give that much of importance to them, like push them into the problem. They'll deal with it. That's what has been coming from ages. But I think now there's a shift, where we've given a lot of importance even to men, especially to their mental health, as you mentioned. Several of them have committed suicides, attempted suicides. Some may be contemplating right now while you and I are sharing the space today. You never know that. That's very true. And you've taken this step, as you said, at least one person's life is changed or transformed for the better. We've done our job well. That's really nice.
Absolutely. Thank you. One thing I want to add that is that the statics, latest statics that I can share is that between 19 and 21 or 25, is the most, I mean, the boys or young men, they are the victim of suicide, or they are the one actually on the rise of suicide cases also. It is very shocking because when we see that age, it's next generation. So literally saying that we are losing next generation. So we have to make some move. We have to take some steps to at least to change somebody's mindset or save some lives. The reason why I'm saying is that when we talk about sperm and then 1.2 million in the sperm lives is coming, and then maybe one or two, or maybe just a couple of them coming to this earth for a reason. So it doesn't matter male or female or any genders, but as we are speaking, at least somebody is losing or somebody is making that choice. So we don't want that to happen. So that's what stop it. So how we can stop it, and then how we can bring it down, the ratio. So that's what the whole matter of things is.
Yes. Thank you, sir, for sharing that. Thank you. Now, my question to you is, how many of the men around you in Canada and, the surrounding countries how have they been responding to you with regard to your thought process of transforming lives, concentrating on mental health and making men feel stronger and contributing in the right way to themselves, to their family, to the place of their work, and as well as their country? Now, how many of them have come forward, joined you in this beautiful mission? How was the
Well,
response?
it's a surprising, but at the same time, it's not really surprising. It's if you go deeper, what I mean by that is that when we analyze it by statics or ethnic groups or age-wise or anything you name it, it's very hard, because the thing is like we cannot 100% rely on the report though. The reason is that because sometimes only certain people of or number of people, they will come forward and then report any cases you take at the police station or anything, or even talk to a next person though. uh, Unreported cases are so many. Abusive domestic violence or sexual abuse or bullying or human trafficking, anything you name it. So there are so many cases out there. But the good thing is, in the last 5 years or so, I would say more and more men are coming forward, especially from the Western world. But it's very unfortunate that I do see some sort of shift in the change of mindset in the Asian culture, Asian environment. I would say even South India or North India or any other regions, countries. But we need more and more awareness, because men do have emotional challenges, and then they are going through so much life experiences right now. When we talk about life experiences, we are not talking about we are not comparing with women and men, but everybody as a human being is they do have their personal experiences. But at the same time, men, unfortunately, we don't grow that way. We don't taught we haven't taught that way to express ourselves. So when we surprise, or I mean when we keep our emotional challenges for a longer time, at some point it will explode, right? So that's what's happening. But at the same time, when we look at women, they can, or they are able to express in some ways with other people. But on the other hand, men, they don't. It doesn't matter which age group. That's why we are losing a lot of men in the crisis of mental health or any other areas, you can say. So it's a good sign, good thing. The beauty is that is right now I can see a lot of women, they come forward and then they are genuinely supporting men's issues. They are genuinely talking, opening up and then talking, and supporting behind the scene for the men's issues, men's support and things like that. So it is not, we are not raising voices against a woman or men's rights. Oh, we need this and this. It's more on the life that we are talking about losing. If you go to hospital, there are so many men with addictions and mental health and other crises, though, right? Trauma and everything is going on. So much things going on. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for sharing all of that. Thank you very much. You have a valid point and you've shared that very well. Now, sir, who has been your inspiration or role model till date? Now, you being an inspiration to all the youngsters and all the men out there, that you've taken the initiative to start Men 360. Now, they would love to know who's the inspiration for you or your role model.
There are a couple of them, but the real answer, I would say, is you are the one influencer or can make influence to you. Because the thing is, at the end of the day, the people who are help you or support you or can be influencer, it's outsider. But at the same time, that end of the day, at the night or when you are alone, you had to deal with your own mind. You had to live with your own circumstances. So whatever your own thinking whatever their own personality, that you want to do something in order to make a change or positive things, that you are the influencer to you, right? But if you want me to answer the question in a different way, or give me the actual the people, it's number one is that Dr. Jerome Tulaksing. He's the founder of International Men's Day. Whenever I met him, at the time, I had a chart conversation. Very simple guy, simple personality, and you cannot say, this is the person. He really made the change. Like right now, we are talking about 95 countries, and then over 25 years around the world. So many people are celebrating this November 19th as an International Men's Day. He dedicated this day to his father's birthday. So it's if one man can change, make a change, definitely it's a small step. So you can make a change. That's how even the one I was talking about earlier, the book Buddha. Uh, I don't know Buddha, you don't know Buddha, but at the same time, that when we read the book, the one line can make you influence in so much way. And some other times it can be, some people nearby you. So um, the influencer, the real influencer is within you. At the same time, that sometimes you cannot see the influencer, or you cannot really identify within yourself. So somebody has to come and show you something. So you can do this, or maybe if you go this way or that way, or if they showing you some sort of light within yourself, you can actually make a difference or huge changes. So the people, maybe some of the teachers in my life for the language, some of the books I read. So people like that, everyone, even including yourself, and people, whoever is watching, they are part of my life, part of my journey too. So they can be the influencer too.
Great. That's wonderful, sir. Thank you so much for sharing. Much appreciated. Now, sir, we'd love to know about little Shivam. How was he? How was that little boy, Sivam? And what were his dreams? Have you been able to fulfill the dreams of little Sivam? Or you still have to fulfill all those dreams that that little boy had been dreaming long time ago?
Um, it's, I mean, thank you for the question. The little boy is always, especially when we talk about men's and men's issues and things like that. Even I heard this line very often though. Even if a man is growing or grown up, the little boys is always there. I don't know about girl side, but mainly boy side. Even if they are 50 or 60 years old, 80 years old, there's a little boy always is there. So as a little boy, there are a lot of things that I want to do. I think one of them is I really want to help people. That's why I started to focus on social services or in the community sector. And at the same time, right now, my big influencer and also my philosopher, I would say, the Buddha and his life. But at the same time, as a little boy, in order to survive or in order to achieve, I think I'm in the direction right now. I can sense it, I can feel it. The reason why I'm saying is that whenever I started this organization, some of the people came to in my life or came to the organization, or even some of the shows, the name of the shows that we choose. I didn't really ask for anything. It's kind of like automatically came. So I think I'm on the right track, and then I'm literally fulfilling the little boy's wishes, I believe. But The inner church is always there. We want to do more and more and more and more. How we can help more people, because whenever you hear or whenever you come across situation that you cannot really serve, um, save a boy or save a life, it's really hard to take it. So that makes you miss something, or you still have a lot of things to do. So that's where it's a kind of like a I would say guilty feeling, but at the same time that you cannot do everything. You have only can do whatever you can do, right? So that's a learning experience. That's a understanding of the life too.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much. We are very proud of you for what you've been doing till date, and extra proud of you because you've also been a great donator. You've been donating blood for 57 times. Now, that's really a big thing that you've done till date. Now, how did you feel when you donated blood for the first time, and how did that encourage you to donate it for almost like 57 times? That's a record as of sorts.
Right. Thank you for that. Remember you asked about influencer. So here's the influencer to that journey, to that number actually. So when I went to a doctor for a checkup, and then the lady took a blood, and then while she was taking a blood, and then she was asking, okay, have you ever donated blood? I said no. I heard about it, but I never tried, or I never thought about it. And then why don't you try giving a blood? And then I thought, yeah, sure, you sure, I love to. And then I asked a few questions, and then the next day or after a few days, I went to check on, and then I started. So the influence can come from any source, any sites. So only thing is you have to be a little bit more open, and then you have to be a little bit more flexible. You don't limit, or you don't just close your mind or close your ears. So you have to be a little bit more open. Be open-minded though, to accept somebody's suggestion or ideas. So that's how I started. But 57 times, maybe for some people it's a big number, or a lot of times. For me, I would say it's a small number. Why? I was kind of like a proud that, okay, you know what? Okay, I'm regularly donating blood. But when I saw a lady, probably 60 or 70 years old, yeah, or 56 or somewhere, and then I met her at the blood donation center, and then I asked her how many times, and then she said probably 106 or something like that. So until you hit that point, you think, okay, you are the one doing that. It is not um, overconfidence or like arrogance that you are carrying, but at the same time that you kind of like understand, okay, you are doing good things. But when you meet other people who are doing much better than you, or more than you can do, it's a blessing too. So you understand from different perspective that you can do more. So 57 is not a small number. I mean, it's not a big number for me. After even 40 or 60 times, it is not really a big number though, when I compare to 106 or more than 100 times. So
You're being very humble. You're being very, very gracious and humble. That's really nice. Down to earth. That's beautiful. To be like down to earth and humble at the same time. Now, sir, how do you maintain your work-life balance, like your personal life, professional life, the social life, the spiritual side? How do you balance all of it and emerge victorious? Because it's a day-to-day, uh, you know, sort of things. Like you have to be alert all sides in the families, on the family side, professional zone, spiritually as a person, socially, you should also be connected. How do you do it? What is the secret?
um it is not a secret actually. It is not a balance, I would say, because the way look at it, each person, it's a difference, and then each person has a different capability. Because you and me sitting, I'm sitting in other part of the world, and then you are sitting in somewhere else in other part of the world, and then we are trying to make some sort of influence or some sort of positive vibration through our communication, though, through our sharing. This is one of the areas that balancing, I would say. The reason why I'm saying is that everybody, okay, we need a work, family, and other areas too. It is okay because end of the day we are human being, and then we are not perfect. You don't have to be perfect, and then there's no, for me, there's no perfect at all. Even if you spiritually, or if you believe in God or anything, whatever we had to go through as a human being, we are born here, we had to go through it. Suffering is part of us. So if you accept the fact that you had to go through these kind of challenges on a daily basis, that's the way you can handle anything, though. Of course, at a workplace, you have some sort of issues. At the family, you had some sort of issues. Without challenges, we cannot get a strong mind, or we cannot get um, the growth in ourselves. So we have to have challenges, though. Even if somebody is throwing something on you, or some situation, some unexpected situations come across, you have to deal with that. There's no way, because otherwise it's kind of like accept or escaping from those situations, right? So I would say balancing in such a way. One thing I found out that, let's say some people, they really want to work and then make money, and then after 40 years or 50 years, and then come across and then say, you know what, hey, I lost everything, or I did not spend time with family and things like that. I met a lot of seniors or elders people, and then they cry about that. You know what, Sivam, don't do that. So I try to spend sometimes as much as possible with my kids and families and things like that. But there are sometimes that you have to allocate for yourself, meaning whatever you want to do, right? It is not just going for gaming, gaming, or gambling, or any other addictions issues. I'm talking about just if you go social services, or volunteering, or giving back to your community, or helping other people. Even if you talk to some people, at least at the time you changing their lives, their situation, you don't know what their stories or what kind of situation they are going through, right? So even if you talk to 5 minutes with them, somehow it will help them, right? Even if you don't give a solution, but at least it's a kind of like a relief, um, kind of like you take their weight off, or the pressure, so much, the challenges that they are going through. That's the way I look at it, because workload, pressure, political, economic pressure, or family pressure, or any social pressure you have. But at the same time, if you have, or if you can find the things that you can do on a daily basis, it doesn't matter sports or anything else. And then when you work on those areas, the work-life balances, or the balance, you can get easily, though, right? You don't really put time this and there every time. Oh, you know what, I had to put a half an hour, I had to put 1 hour, I had to put 5 hours, you had to write down. No, it's at least, even if you spend just a little bit of time for that area that you are interested or really love to do. That's the way I look at it. I'm still working or contributing as much as possible to the organization, um, because end of the day, when you start one thing, and then you really love to do that, you cannot stop even if you want, right? For example, this talk show, let's say you really want to make a change. Okay, this is the platform, this is the way I want to do it. I want to reach out more people. Even if you want to stop, or like, let's say, for a sick, you get, I'm kind of like illness, I cannot do it, but the universe won't let you to let you down. So it will come to you that you will get an opportunity, or it will bring an opportunity to take care of that. So I don't think you have to worry too much about work balance, from my experience, because sometimes a lot of people nowadays talking about mental health, it's kind of like a negative quotation, or it's a negative talk right now. It's changing, but mental wellness is very important instead of mental health. So the wordings, the way we look at it, that's a way you can work around that. Because it only thing I can say is that it's okay to feel down, or it's okay to feel on the negative side, but you don't want to stay and on the same level for a longer time. That's very bad. That's very dangerous though. So if you don't feel okay, you know what, if you're not feeling well, or if you don't have anything, I am feeling down, it's okay, but you don't want to stay in such a long time though.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for explaining all of that very well. You put it very clear across the table. Thank you so much for the clarity. Now, sir, would you mind sharing with us your current and future projects? Like, would you like to reveal your future projects with us?
Absolutely. The current project, before that, I want to really tell you that, um, I, you can call my name.
Sivam.
I, I don't really prefer to call sir, for a number of reasons, but call me my name, that's fine. The the future current project, we are actually running a couple of researchers to find out how we can serve youth, meaning young boys, young men. That's our concerns, that we have to help them in some ways. So we are in the process of developing some workshops or trainings, and then we are talking to we are doing researchers and talking to professors or experts and other people to come up with some solutions for them, even reaching out to organizations so we can collaborate. The second thing is that the residential school survivor, that this year we are going to do another event to understand their issues, the non-indigenous communities, how we can collaborate or how we can work with the indigenous people here in Canada. That's another event. And then future events, we want to develop a men's mental health team, or I would say men's wellness team, to help men around the world, especially they are going through, whoever they are going through some challenges, or some they need some sort of support or services, uh, so they can call, they can get some sort of benefit, help from us, the team. So we want to um, create an international men's wellness team to support them though. That's those are the things. But we want to work with universities and colleges and other educational institutions to help address men's issues, and then help more people. And even for the homeless people, we did a march in the last May 25th, and then we are planning to do another one nationwide in Canada for the homeless people, to end the homelessness, because that's one of the biggest area is rising right now. 62 or more than that around the world. The homeless people are men mostly, but however we can come up with a solution, or however we can help them, that's how we are planning, working on that. We have a team of people. We are working on that. So those are some of the programs that we are doing that. But at the same time, we want to start physical meetings for men to support them, peer support group. Right now, we are conducting a monthly regular meeting, but we want to have we want to expand in-person service though, because men, when we look at it, they really want to connect, in person, the real connection. So we want to start a peer support group, men's meeting in person every city though.
Yes. Thank you so much, sir, for sharing all of that. Thank you so much. Now, I have a question. If there are several people out there who view this video at one point of time, and they would love to connect with your organization, they'd like to connect and contact you for any help that they require, what is the easiest way to reach you and your organization?
So right now, almost everybody have a smartphone actually. So you can go on YouTube, watch YouTube Church Voice of Men 360. You can probably come up with more than 500 episodes on various topics. So you can watch some of them. There are contact information. Or if you are on Facebook, you can go. We do have a page, Voice of Men 360, or group you can join. And then this way you can get to know everything, what's going on. And all the social media I'm talking about, TikTok or LinkedIn or Twitter or Instagram, anywhere you can see our presence. So we are everywhere, so you can find us easily. Info at voiceomen360.org is our email address, so you can email us anything, particularly individuals who wants to work with us, or even we are running several live talk shows, especially Open Up every Sunday in the evening, 7 p.m. Eastern time, that we invite individuals and let them share their personal experiences, life journey, so they can talk about their personal life experiences. Plus, we want to hear men's boys issues from their perspective, and what are the reasons, how we can solve them, things like that. So in order to join our podcast or organization, there are no limitations with the age, nationality, gender, ethnic groups, or anything. So everybody, all walks of life, can participate or can contribute. Especially, we are looking for students, medias, if they interested to get our story out, please do so. Same thing with the individuals or any organizations, if they are willing to collaborate with us, absolutely. We are looking forward to, even government agencies too.
Thank you, sir, for sharing that and giving us a good clarity as to how the organization works, who all are welcome into it. You said irrespective of age, nationality, they could join in and share their experiences, contribute, collaborate, etc. That's really nice. Now, sir, what is the message to all of those people who are really struggling and suffering in their personal and professional lives with regard to men? What could be their problems? Like if you could share a few of them, and what is the message for all of them who are going through those tough life challenges, especially on the professional and personal front?
Like I said earlier, one thing that you had to understand, accept the fact that suffering is part of our life. You cannot escape. At any point, you cannot escape. Some people, they may go through some mental challenges or some life challenges, meaning or sicknesses or physical health conditions. I can understand that. However, one thing is that you can see, you can hear, you can watch a lot of videos, motivational videos, speeches, and everything. But at the end of the day, you are the one have to help yourself, nobody else. It doesn't matter how much uh, ingredients or TikTok or how many people they come to you and then talk to you or telling you. End of the day, after all of them, you had to deal with your own mind, you had to live with your own body and everything. So what you have to understand is that that's what I my quote is that everything happening for a reason, everything happening for a reason, which is for a good reason. At that point or at the time, we don't really understand, or it is hard to predict or analyze it or see the good part or the positive side of the incident or the situation we face. But the thing is, like, after sometimes, even the next day or next week or next month, even just for an example, if something happened to your life in the last 1 year or a couple of years back, if you go back and then look at those situations, analyze it deeply, you can see what's come or what those situations brought you, right? The positive things, right? If an opportunity, you lost an opportunity, but it's a good for the good reason. If you are fired or if you quit work, or if something happened, even in a relationship, for right now, we can see a lot of relationships. We are not encouraging you want to leave the relationship, try to make it as possible. But at the same time, that sometimes when the relationship is broken, or between married couple or even young people, um, at least, I mean, some people on the other hand, they take it in a negative way, and then they don't, it's very hard for them to come out. The only thing is that, like I said earlier, you're born here for a reason. You born here for a reason. You came to this earth, to this universe for a reason. So without fulfilling or without completing that purpose, the reason, you cannot leave. So don't take any unnecessary or wrong path. Some people, they will become addicted to addictions or some other alcohol or any other substances. But uh, think about yourself, because there something is waiting for you. So you don't want to lose your life, or you don't want to end up with in the wrong hand. So that's my main concern. At the same time, that if you understand a little bit, it is not end of the world. There are so much things that for a simple way to understand the life, if you just for a sake of argument, just for an example, if you just call 5 people, just maybe take a game, just call 5 people and then listen to their problem. Hey, how's going, everything, and then things like that. Just ask a few questions, listen to their stories for 5 minutes, and then after 5 calls, you will definitely 100% will understand, agree that your compared to their situation challenges, your problem is zero, is nothing. So you are so lucky. Maybe they will have more than you, but in your own world, you are actually living in your own world with the so much, oh, this is another world, and then you are isolating yourself, and then you don't want to talk to, or you don't want to communicate with other people. You put yourself in situations. So I would say, think about the life ahead of you. So that's the way you can actually understand. Even some of the books that if you can read it, please do so. That way you can understand more and more. So I would say, between the 1.2 billion millions of lives, you came for a reason, and then you have things to do.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for sharing that. You've mentioned that nobody is free from sufferings, and we have to be able to overcome all the challenges we face and seek the right kind of help. They can connect with you. They can open up. You have different sessions for them, podcasts where you've mentioned that they can sit down, join together, share. And when we listen to other people's, lives, their journey, and when we compare it with ours, and you think, I'm in a much better space compared to what he or she is into. That's very true, very, very true. And it's a fact.
One thing I want to add here is that when you accept that the fact there's a problem, that's how you can, I believe, from my experience, that's how I can come, or I came out, or the way I deal with it. Very first thing is acknowledging, accepting that there's a problem. This is part of the problem, or I do have a problem. Until you accept or seeing the problem, understanding the problem, it's very hard. If you don't accept it, it's denying or escaping from the situation, or escaping from the problem, though. Until you stop and then turn back and then face the problem will control you. So the choice is yours, whether you want to let the problem to control you, or you want to control the problem. The same thing, you want to control your mind, or let the mind control you. So that's the way you look at it. You accept there's a problem, and then I can handle it. I do have a courage, I do have a capability, I do have a mind that I can deal with that. So that's the way you face it. And then after sometimes you don't really think that's a problem, though, right? Because if there's a problem, there's a solution. Simple as that. That's the way you look at it. Like I said, don't isolate yourself. At the same time, that you have to build at least a social circle that you can go for, or talk to somebody. Hey, have a problem. I have a problem. Can I talk to you? There should be at least a couple of them. Trusted people I'm talking about. You cannot really share your personal problems with everybody, but at least the trusted circle, like at least 3-4 people, or 2-3 people. Whenever you have a situation, you can talk to them, and then even if they are not going to provide or give you a solution, but at least at the time you will get some sort of a relief, mind's free, and then next thing you feel much better. So don't take any decision when you are in uh, without the clear mindset. So it's very danger, it's very bad. So don't take any decision when you are not in the position to take a clear direction or clear solution, though.
Yes. Thank you. Thank you for sharing that. Now, sir, one last question which I'd like to ask you is, now you're connected with Men 360. It's a non-profit organization. You all are doing your very best to reach out to all those people who really require, a little help to emerge victorious in life, or to come out from difficult problems and challenges they face. Now, what is the support from the women around? Are the women ready to help you out in this beautiful mission of transforming lives? What has been the response of the opposite gender?
Thank you for the question. I think I earlier mentioned one line, but I really wanted to talk to you about that. I want to share about that. When we look at the support system that we are seeing, especially from women nowadays, a lot of women, they are supporting front of the scene, behind the scene, meaning like directly and indirectly, they are supporting, genuinely supporting. We are not talking about nowadays Me Too movement and other, organizations and other media and things like that. They are, talking about feminism and feminist and things like that. But to be honest, frankly speaking, a lot of women, they do come forward and then they talk about men's issues and then understand their issues too. So they are very much supporting. The reason why I'm saying is that maybe I understand this way, and then some people may agree and then see that. Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter whether men or women, let's say even men, either father or lover or husband or uncle or anybody at home, um, whoever they do have, or they are going through some sort of challenges or situations, at the end of the day, the women are the one who are suffering most. So they do understand. They started to see that they are suffering because of this. So the understanding is there. Only thing is, sometimes the ego, why should I listen to him, or why should I listen to her, or what's the point of this and that. So the egoism is the one actually causing everything, right? The root of the cause. If you go deeper and deeper, the ego is there, right? So if you take out the ego, it's nothing is there. What I can say is that it's very interesting. At the same time, it's good. At the same time, that if you look at our board, and even in our shows and everything, we don't limit with the gender, age, or nationality. The reason is that when we talk about men's issues, we cannot just all men come and then talk about men's issues. We should have other genders too, especially women. We need to hear their voices, meaning how they understand what has to be taught, or what has to be discussed, and what are the problems they are looking at, what kind of understanding they have, things like that. We have to hear from them. At the same time, when we talk about men's issues, we have to let them know what's going on in men's world. Same thing. It's when you try to empower one gender, you cannot just empower. There's no point of empowering one gender, because you have to have a discussion. You have to have a better understanding. You have to understand. Also, you have to empower all genders, especially when we talk about men and women. You have to empower both genders, though, in a ecosystem, or in a organic way, or I would say in a natural um, things, that when we look at it, um, men cannot function without women. Women cannot function men. So we need to have both genders. Nowadays is other genders too. So we should have everyone at the table to discuss and then understand. So this way they can understand each other. So we need to have more and more open-minded discussion, though. But for your question, more men are, I mean, more women are willing to actually supporting. At the same time, they understand, they do understand, and then they are coming forward, and then they are willing to help more and more. The reason is that two reason, I believe. One is, if you talk to any shows or any platforms, men, they do not talk about their personal issues, though. I can talk about things like the sports or movie or this and that, but they don't talk about personal issues, family issues, and things like that. There are reasons for that, because of stigma, things like that. But for that reason, men, I mean, women, they are coming forward, and then they are talking about not only their issues, understanding men's issues, but at the same time, they are talking about men's issues, but only, I mean, also talking for men too. So, okay, let's say, for example, if it's housewife, she's coming to the show, and then, or coming to the table for discussion, she's okay talking about her issues. At the same time, her husband issues, uh, not only husband issues, or father issues, or boys issues, but at the same time, she's talking for them. So that's a real positive shift, I would say. That's what we need, because the other thing is that when women talk about when men talk about women issues, it's seldomly or lot many times people are listening. But when women talk about men's issues, they listen, actually. So it's kind of like a balancing, but at the same time, it's a good thing, right? Because at least somebody has to talk about it. the thing is, let's say when we talk about policy and lawmakers and everything, who is on the other hand, who is at the policy making table? Men. So men are supporting women. So right now, women has to come forward and then support them, right? So it's a in a way it's a balancing though.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you for your thoughts on that beautiful question. And thank you for being here with us. If I left out any of the topics that you'd love to share with us, before we sum up the session, you could just share in a few more points from your end.
Absolutely. I really want to thank your audience for anything. It can be one word, one line, or my whole purpose. But all I was saying or sharing is from my personal experience, from my personal understanding. So it may be sounds like in a way it can be right, it can be wrong, but there's no right or wrong because it's my personal opinion, personal experience, a life journey. So if something is you don't agree, that's totally fine. If you see some sort of value or some sort of positive things in what I'm sharing, it's okay too. It's great. Thank you for that. And then if you can apply, yes, go ahead, please. At the same time, try to help other people too. I always say, whenever you hear or watch or anything, not only you take that the message within you, of course you're going to analyze it, your mind is going to analyze it, but the thing is you had to share with other people, or you had to discuss, or you had to in some ways you take some sort of steps. That's the way you can make a difference. So it is not the matter of how many people listening or going to an event. Millions of people can listen podcast or live talk show or any events. But the question is, at the end of the day, how many people they are going to take the message to the next level. It doesn't matter sharing with other people or posting somewhere, or at least what, maybe one point, one line, one word, maybe it will help you to in some ways, on the next journey. Let's say when you are going there, or when you are dealing with something, oh, that person was saying something, maybe I can apply things like that. That's the way you can make a difference. So right now this talk show is trying to help some sort of motivational vibration vibes around the world. So what you can do, what you can contribute, how can I contribute? That's a question you have to ask. With that, I really love the questions, and also the vibration and the talks and everything. I really want to appreciate, and also love your connections and everything. This is great, and thank you for the opportunity. People, any part of the world you guys are doing, you are doing much better. So please, do whatever you can do, help other people. Thank you.
Thank you, sir, for that lovely message. Thank you very much. You've been very kind with your time. You've been sharing everything so genuinely that you're really concerned for people around you. You really value life, not only for yourself, for the people around you, irrespective of, which nationality they belong to, the age group, the class, caste, gender, nothing. All of them, like you put them all in one big, beautiful, circle. And wishing the best for everyone. I really thank you so much for your time. We look forward to many more interactions with you. And what I would like to say towards the end is we need people like you to stand up for a cause, to identify the real issues, and to be a source of inspiration, for people around you, not to just sit in your shell or to be stuck in the four walls of your room and enjoy the comforts of your house. Come out of it and maybe, try to transform lives. Maybe one person, if you have transformed their life, also makes a difference. You're doing a wonderful job, sir, and we wish you all the best in all your endeavors. And we'd love to collaborate and connect with you in the near future as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. My dear friends, with this, we sign off from the International Fab Talks for today. Do us a favor, share this video with the right kind of people. You never know who may be waiting for all of the information that was shared here today by our celebrity and guest. He is Mr. Sivam Velautham. It's really a honor and privilege to have people like Sir here to share his journey, to share his views, to share his future projects, etc. Wanting the very best only for you. When we meet people like this, being selfless, join us in this beautiful mission to save the world in the right way with the right kind of people. And if you like what the International Fab Talk team is doing, stay connected with us. Like, comment, subscribe, and share to the International Fab Talks. And above all, don't forget to love yourself, respect yourself, and the people around you. Save the environment and be a blessing to the universe. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.